Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this butterfly kimono throw on, and also it's very beginner friendly, so if you're starting out, this is perfect for you. Alright, let's get right into it. So for this sewing project, I used approximately 4 yards of fabric for everything. We're going to be cutting the back and the front together, so we shall fold it twice just like you see in the video. And then the full length for the whole outfit is going to be 38 inches, but for the yellow fabric we're going to use 33 inches plus 0.5 inches for sewing allowance to join to the other part at the bottom. So after we folded it twice, it's going to have 4 pieces overall, just like you see in the video. And so to get how much to put on fold, I got a quarter of my bust measurements. If you want it wider, you can use a quarter of your hips measurements instead. Then I added 3.5 inches of ease and then 0.5 inches of sewing allowance. So mine was 13 inches altogether. And then for the length of that yellow fabric, we shall be using 33 inches like I told you earlier, plus 0.5 inches of sewing allowance to join to the black piece. So we shall just mark 33.5 inches. So we shall just go ahead and mark that, and then we shall draw the line. And so for that side part, we are going to transfer those 13.5 inches all the way down to the hem. And then we shall draw a line. So we shall be adding that black extension at that line on the other side. And it will be 5 inches wide plus the necessary allowances, of course. We shall get there. So now we're going to move on to the neckline. For the back neckline, I'm going to be using 3 inches wide. You can use 2.5 as well. And I'm going to go down by 1 inch. I'll just go ahead and draw in the neckline curve. For the front neckline, I'm going to go down by about 8 inches and then I'll just join in with a V neckline. And so now we're ready to cut, but we shall first start by cutting out the back neckline. Please don't cut out the front neckline at this point, just follow what I'm doing in the video. So after that, we shall cut out all around just like you see in the video. After we're done, we shall just put this aside. And then we shall open up the piece, and that's what it's going to look like. So we shall separate the back and the front just like you see in the video. This other part is going to be the back, and then this other part is going to be the front. So we're just going to hold it like that and put it back on fold. Make sure that it's aligned properly, and after you're done with that, we're just going to cut through that V neckline. We shall then also go to the bottom, and then we shall just separate that center line just like you see in the video. So we're just going to go ahead and open it up, and that's what the front is going to look like. Also a small tip, try to smoothen out those sharp corners by drawing in curves. That will help out when you're sewing in the front band. So we shall fold back the back and the front. And now we're going to be cutting out the black extension. So just like you can see in the video, I've already done that. The wideness is 7 inches in total, but 5 inches will be the final width of that piece when we're done sewing. 0.5 inches will be on that side and 1.5 inches will be on this other side, which sums up to 7 inches. So the next thing is we shall be joining that piece to the yellow one. And so we shall just open it up like that. And then right sides facing each other, we're just going to place them like that. And then go ahead to put those pieces together, and starting from that side, we shall just sew it all the way down. We shall just go ahead and repeat the same process on the other side as well, just like you see in the video. So at this point, I've already finished doing that. When you open it up, that's what it's going to look like. So what we're going to do is we're going to first go and overlock those raw edges on both sides. And then when we're done, we shall just go ahead and measure the hemline from one end to the other. Mine was 38, and then we're going to cut out the similar pieces with that length. For the back, that would be 38 inches by 7 inches. And then we shall also go ahead and measure the hemline of the front pieces, and then we shall do the same for that. So we shall just go ahead and cut out all the necessary pieces. As you can see in the video, I'm done with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it right sides facing each other, just like you see in the video, like that. And then we shall be joining by 0.5 inches of sewing allowance. And then we shall repeat the same process for the front part, where we shall place the piece right sides facing each other, just like you see in the video. And then we shall sew it in by 0.5 inches of sewing allowance and trim off the excess, and then do the same for the other side. So at this point, I've finished joining the bottom, just like you can see. I also went ahead to overlock it. And then I also did the same for the front part where I joined the pieces and also overlocked them. So using a flat iron, just make sure you press down all the pieces to make sure it looks neat. So moving on, we're going to work on the center band. We shall just open it up like that and measure all around that circumference, and that's the length we shall be using to cut out that band. This band is going to be 5 inches wide, just like you see in the video. So we shall just go and iron it on fold, and then we shall be joining it all the way around. So if you joined 2 pieces to make that center band, you're going to align the seam line of the band to the center of the back neckline, and then you will just sew it all the way down on both sides. Also, we shall make sure that we are doing this on the right side of that piece. Okay, so as you can see, I've already finished joining those pieces, so we shall just go ahead and overlock the raw edges, and then we shall press it down with a flat iron to make sure it's neat. After that, we shall move on to the pockets. So the length of this piece is 9.5 and then the width is 7 inches. We shall be using 0.5 inches on the sides as sewing allowance, and then at the top we shall be folding in 1.5 inches and hemming that piece. And then at the bottom we shall be using 0.5 inches to fold it in. So the next thing is we shall be getting the position of the pocket, but first we shall make sure to align the pieces at the hemline, just like you see. Make sure they are at the same position. And then we shall go to the top of the shoulder and measure 18 inches downwards, just like you see in the video. And then from the center, we're going to measure 4.5 inches inwards and mark that. At that position is where we shall be placing the pockets. Make sure the sides are already folded in, and we're only doing this on the front piece. Also make sure you've already hemmed the top of the pocket. So yes, you'll just fold in the 0.5 inches and then place it in position and just pin it down. You'll also go ahead and repeat the same process on the other side. And so when you're done, we shall just go ahead and sew it all around, leaving the top part open. So at this point, I'm already done. So next we're going to measure our armhole, which is going to be 12 inches from that point of the shoulder to that point. We shall just go ahead and mark it. So then from that point to that corner, we're just going to stitch it down using the stitch in the ditch method, where we shall be passing exactly on the joining. So make sure that the pieces are aligned, whereby it will land in that same joining at the back. So we shall do the same on that side and stitch up to that corner. And then lastly, we shall hem around all those edges by 1.5 inches, and that will be the last part. Let me go do that. I'll be back. So yes guys, this is what it looks like after we're done. If the video was helpful, make sure you leave a like and a comment, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Alright guys, see you in the next video.